Get your tickets now for NASCAR Championship Weekend at PhoenixRaceway.com or call 866-408-RACE.
Join Choices for the annual Walk for Life, May 6th and 7th at Dream City Church in Glendale. The weekend kicks off with a concert by Jordan St. Cyr. Then hear a powerful message from Dr. William Lyle, OBGYN. Admission to the concert is free with a suggested donation of diapers and wipes. Then on May 7th, join with hundreds for the Choices Walk for Life. Check-in is at 7:30. The walk begins at 9. Register at choicesaz.com/walk for your free t-shirt and all the details.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canier with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
If you're worried about your investments, you're not alone. These are challenging times, but it's not time to panic. It's time to act.
Hello, I'm Mo Ansari, founder and president of Compact Asset Management. With over 40 years of experience in the financial markets, I've seen what panic, indecision, and bad advice can do to investments. When markets are up, and especially when they're down, it is important to be decisive yet balanced. That's our approach at Compact Asset Management. Call my office today at pound 250 and say, talk to Mo. We will discuss a proactive, balanced approach to your portfolio that can help safeguard your investments and keep you on track with your financial goals. Call pound 250 on your cell phone and say, talk to Mo, and let's create a strategy for your investments today. Again, from your cell phone, call pound 250 and say, talk to Mo.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA, SIPC.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM
and K240 Rollins Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime. When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start my own reverse mortgage company and call myself the Reverse Cowboy. Huh? How's that? And then we can hear my commercials twice or thrice a break on this station. That's what I'm talking about.
Jeffrey,
Yeah.
Jeffrey, this is a great idea, but yeah, you're live.
Oh. Hi. Hey, everybody. It's draft day here on the Daily Blender. And your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Yep, you can call me the Reverse Cowboy. Yeehaw. All right, so today is draft day, and we'll get Randy back here in a second. But listen, we're very excited. The draft is always a lot of fun, but I am totally not even going to watch it. I'm not going to watch it. You know what I'm going to do? I have a plan. I'm going to watch the Phoenix Suns because that game starts at 4:30, but I'm going to listen to our draft coverage here on 1580 The Fanatic while watching the Suns. So I'll hear what's going on, all the other teams not named the Colts, that are getting picks and stuff. And, and I'll hear what's going on, and then I'll be able to watch the Phoenix Suns, hopefully defeat the Pelicans in New Orleans. So there you go. That is my plan. And I'm sure that now, of course, the teenager here, Keanu, is going to come running up probably and tell me, the exciting news when it happens. Is there going to be exciting news, Keon? Is there going to be some like, holy crap kind of things? Is it going to be trades? Is it going to be somebody moving up? Is it what is it going to be some excitement or not?
I
I know that there is a potential for some excitement when it comes to teams moving up, because we know that this is a strong wide receiver draft. And so a lot of the analysts think that there's going to be a run on wide receivers at some point early in the draft, maybe late top 10. And if a team is in need of a wide receiver and is now afraid that they might not get one, they might jump up to be able to go get a guy because all the teams that need wide receivers are going to start trying to trade up. So we may see some musical chairs being played there. Baker Mayfield still flapping out in the wind. So maybe there's a trade done for him there. If a team doesn't want to try and gamble on a rookie, we know what Baker is. We know what he can do. Maybe the Panthers go, Malik Willis too risky. And they make a trade for a Baker Mayfield or someone like that. Jimmy's still out there, Garoppolo. So
shouldn't we have heard some trades by now, or is it only once the draft starts that you'll start to hear those things happen?
It depends on the organization. Some organizations leak things on purpose to try and mislead people. Some just not really good at hiding their secrets, and then others sit on that information like it's damn Fort Knox, and it's not coming out, and you can't find out until they decide to make a move.
Yeah, I feel like the Washington Commandos will make trades for last year's draft picks. And that's just the kind of organization your team is in.
Come on. No, that's not true. They do okay in the draft generally.
So let's go to the text line real fast. 888-368-1580. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, does reverse cowboy mean you're a cowgirl? No, it just means that I'm a cowboy that's going to give you a reverse mortgage. If it works for Tom Selleck and reverse Rob, well, why can't I be, howdy there, buddy? I'm a reverse cowboy, and I can get you a good deal on your reverse mortgage. You can stay in the house or the ranch or the shed, or you can live where the stables, whatever works for you. Yeehaw! I'm the reverse cowboy. See, I think it's a great gimmick. I'm going to make a lot of money. Jagdog says, Randy, can I get another crown on the rocks for another Suns beatdown tonight? Hello, Jeffrey. Hello, Keon.
There you go, my friend. There you are. Yeah.
Mars Bars 805 says, hey, Jeffrey, I knew you were a Dallas Cowgirl fan, reverse or not. No, I'm not. What? Go Raiders, he says, and I'll take an 805, please. Donnie says, welcome to the best day of the year, boys. Football is back.
So is this the best day, though? I mean, the draft day is the best day because it seems to me depending on who you are, it's there's a lot of consternation. There's a lot of debate. There's a lot of sadness sometimes. There's a lot of joy other times, and then it turns to sadness when your number one overall draft pick goes down and in flames. I think maybe the opening of a new league year would be better than this.
I feel like first real game of the year is the best day of the year. Yeah, the first real Thursday, then Sunday, of the year. That's the best day. That is when you're the most excited. Everybody is on even ground, and may the best man win. That's the one I get amped up for because it's also the first day that we play fantasy football. And yes, once again, we're going to have the Daily Blender fantasy football leagues in full effect. Here we go again. What was your problem? It's fun.
Okay.
Well, we're going to have a big remote broadcast and everybody's going to come out. We're going to, we haven't been able to do that for like 3 years. So I'm very pumped up for this season, but the draft, I don't know. Even if I had the first round in the draft, I don't know if I'd say it's the best day of the football year.
I don't think it's the best day of the football year, but you might feel that way because it's the biggest football event since the season ended.
Well, for people like you or Bruce Jacobs, whose teams are eliminated day one from being in the playoffs, that probably might be the best football day of the year.
Why do you keep picking on him, man?
Teams like a couple.
The Commandos.
Teams like a game and a half out from.
They were 7-10, man.
I'm moments away from being eliminated right now.
I just don't see Washington and the Jets as being the same kind of bad. I'm not going to argue Washington's good, but they're not the same kind of bad. You just don't put them in a box with the Jets, the Lions.
My point is, you have very little to look forward to, and I understand that. So draft day has got to be a big day for you.
I think this is like Christmas Day for Keon.
It has to be because look, he's a Wizards fan, he's a Nationals fan, he's a Jets fan, and I don't even know who the hockey team is.
The Caps, and they're
good. So
yeah, the Capitals are good, except they lost the grade 8 right now. He's got an upper body injury. We don't know if he's going to make the playoffs.
I'm worried about the guy.
They're very vague about their injuries, upper body, lower body. There's not a whole lot more body.
That's hockey. They're not going to tell you, oh, it's his ribs, so that some guy can now come crack you in your ribs.
Yeah, exactly. They give you nothing. Yeah. It wasn't. Oh, for Keon though. I mean, the anticipation of the first pick you're going to have. You had a 7-10 season. Keon, this is like you're in your jammies. You're laying in your bed.
Better not be in his jammies.
It's 20 years ago, and you can't wait to get up on Christmas morning and come down and see what the commissioner has left you under your football tree.
Yeah, but don't unwrap the player because you basically peel his skin off, and that likely would kill him.
Yeah, I think so.
If you peel the skin off a guy,
Jeffrey,
dead,
come on.
And you don't want to risk pick 11 on that. By the way, do you think you know who your commandos are taking at 11?
I do.
Or do you want to wait until you do your mock draft?
I want to wait.
Should wait. But who do you want the commandos to take first?
Well, who do I want them to take?
Yeah, who do you want them to take?
Unfortunately, it's in the mock draft.
It might be the same thing.
If they have any sense and that guy is there, they better take him.
See, you look at things differently than me, and maybe because I'm spoiled with a good GM. A guy who goes needs based and he digs deep. That guy does his homework, pulls out names you've never heard of, never thought of, and all of a sudden they're the rookie of the year kind of guy, right? Defensive players, offensive players. He's good at everything but quarterback, but I don't know if that's completely his fault. I'll give him the Doc Rivers slide on that. Chris Ballard, I guess, really didn't get a say in quarterbacks lately, but so I got a good GM. I ain't worried about what he's going to do. Of course, he's going to do nothing tonight because we gave up our draft pick for Carson Wentz. That was such an amazing thing. You get to suffer this next year, pal. Yeah, I don't.
You look like a mass murder, Keon.
I'm still not over it. I'm still not happy that we gave up first rounder for Carson Wentz.
The diarrhea that fell on me went downhill to you. I mean, we both got bathed in it. It just took a while to get to you for me.
No one is going to root for Carson Wentz harder than me because I really need this to work. Yeah, because if it doesn't work, it's just going to be everything I thought when they traded. I don't know.
Well, Randy, you got to pick at 23 for your Arizona Cardinals. Do you have any kind of an idea of what they might do, or what do you think they should do? Because remember, here's what they need: cornerbacks, offensive guard, offensive tackle, centers, defensive tackles. You did lose Christian Kirk. You lost Chase Edmonds. You lost Chandler Jones, so there's been some turnstile action, but there's also been some positions filled in the free agency. That'd be all the old guys you see. So what do you think they'll do? What would you like them to do for the Arizona Cardinals?
Let me, before I speculate on what old Steve hit me with another shot, whatever his name is, Kane, what the hell's his last name?
Kime?
Kime, yeah, that's it. Before I speculate on what old drunky drunk's going to do, don't overthink this. That would be my advice. You've got JJ Watt on one side. Go get the best damn edge rusher you can to oppose him on the other side. And then second, go get you a good offensive guard, somebody that you can pick up is going to be a great value to this team. He might even be something that the other guys are saying, he's a little old. I don't mind that. Bring this 23-year-old kid in here and put him at your offensive guard and start fortifying your offensive line. Other than, I think it's two guys, your whole offensive line right now, your starting offensive line, at the end of this season have no contract. None of them. I think DJ Humphries and Rodney, the center, I think those are the only two guys on your offensive line that have contract. Go out and get the best either edge rusher or offensive guard you can get and bring them here. Don't overthink it.
So that is what Randy is hoping will happen. But the truth of the matter is, Steve hit me with another shot. Yep, gonna get a wide receiver.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever. Oh my God!
Exactly what I was gonna say.
It would be an absolute travesty if they do that.
The only reason you take a wide receiver is if somebody that was supposed to be a top 15 guy, Chris Olave, Drake London. If that guy's there, okay, take that guy. But if we're talking about that tier 2 group, get an edge rusher. What are you doing?
Moist one says, I predict Debo to the Jets tonight. That would be
Debo Samuel to the Jets.
Yeah. So what would they have to for? Boy, how many picks do the Jets have in the first round? Because that's what they'd have to give up, right?
Well, they only have one.
They don't have what they need to get this done then, unless they give them next year, right?
Yeah, they can give up next year's, either a first or second next year. They would have to be working with probably multiple first-round picks at this point after the Devontae Adams trade. The whole landscape of wide receivers have changed, so you're giving up those multiples.
Thunder Snow says, Jeffrey, that's a fantastic plan you have for Reverse Cowboy. I'm in. Okay, are you in
reverse
as
Rob.
a customer?
It's a reverse mortgage, I believe.
No, I'm listen, I'm not going to compete with Reverse Rob. I'm not going to take business from him, but I'm going to start my own reverse mortgage company and call myself the Reverse Cowboy.
Cowboy.
So are you in as somebody who's going to work with me doing reverse mortgages, Thunder Snow, or are you wanting a reverse mortgage? Because I think I've learned a lot by watching Tom Selleck in those commercials. I can make this happen. Twitty says, isn't Reverse Cowboy like a Steve Miller song? I think it's Space Cowboy, isn't it?
It's Space Cowboy.
Yeah. Although I will use that song as my theme song. Thanks for the idea, Twitty. Boogie says, here's my bold prediction with the 32nd pick in the NFL draft. The Detroit Lions will draft an actual Lion and have him play middle linebacker. That'd be awesome.
Wouldn't be the worst thing you guys have ever done.
Big George says, this Reverse Cowboy thing sounds sexual, Jeffrey. You might want to come up with a new name like Reverse Jeffrey. Yeah, I'm going with Cowboy. Going with Cowboy. Yeah. I can see the billboards now. Senior Wake and Bake says, hey, Keon, stop shining a turd. Thank you. Go Niners.
I don't know what that means. But...
And here come the 49er fans out of the woodwork like the termites they are.
They got excited because there's a chance they might get a player. Yeah. Well, he's talking about your Commandos.
Okay.
Blissful Hayes.
I'm not doing the shine. I don't work for the team. So there's not, I'm not shining anything.
He doesn't shine it. He just kind of, he doesn't pick it up though. He leaves it over there and just tries to pretend like it's something special. Blissful Hayes says, afternoon, everybody. Hello, Keon. Please remind Jeffrey the Colts lost to the worst team in the last 2 years and will be even worse this upcoming season. Go ahead.
Do I need to remind you of that?
No, go ahead. You can remind me. It's fair.
I just feel like you were there and you saw it.
No, it's fair.
I mean, you did lose to the worst team.
That's what I'm saying. It's all right.
But don't worry, because the guy who helped you lose to that team plays for my team now.
So Blissful Hayes was trying to help Keon get me, and he just got himself. You just got Mars Bar 805 says, too bad the Cardinals can't draft height. Chief Skull says, good afternoon, gentlemen. On this wonderful NFL draft day with the 23rd pick, Steve Keim of the Arizona Cardinals will draft Terry Tate, office linebacker, University of Felcher. That does sound like one of his. Apples says, go Bears.
Huh.
You know, I was saying about the Commandos. I guess that was misdirected, Keon. I apologize because I forgot about the Bears. Senior Wake and Bake says Randy Murray was to attend the draft but declined because there are no high chairs available. Moist One says Jets have number 40 and number 10 and sent a really nice picture of Carson Wentz in a Washington Commandos letter jacket. Boogie says Reverse Cowboys. Isn't that the Moist One's fantasy football team name? It probably will be this year. Han Jolo says, is it just me or is it just people whose teams are bad that make the draft a bigger deal than it is? You are correct, sir.
I mean, look, what else do you have to live? Look, listen, it's you know you might be able to make the playoffs if you've got a good year and say your team is in the NFC East and so everyone's really bad, but you're not winning a Super Bowl. This is what you have, okay? It's new talent and maybe somebody who could be a game changer and make your team more watchable somehow.
All the fans are starting to come out now. Robert from Surprise says, hey, whatever happens to this draft, the Raiders are already winners. Okay.
I don't know.
That division's tough.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The
division's real tough.
Yeah. You know what? I'm rooting for you. I'd like to see the Raiders shock the world in that division. It is extremely unlikely. So that's exactly what I want to see happen, especially because as a Colts fan in the AFC South, I don't want to face those other guys. I don't mind facing the Raiders. 888-368-1580.
The Raiders did put some paint on the building. They brought in Devontae Adams. I mean, that's got to count for something.
Oh, no, it will not. Don't get me wrong. The Raiders are going to be much better this year. Absolutely. They're going to be fine. I don't think they're beat their division fine. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they're survived that, gauntlet fine, but they're going to be fine.
I think we have to see what happens in the tonight in the draft, and we'll see. But I don't know. I think that division is going to be close. It's going to be very tight. I don't see any real big losers or big breakaway winners in that division. Sorry, Jeffrey, I keep stepping on you.
No, that's all right. So here's the deal. We're going to talk an awful lot of NFL draft. We want to talk about last night's games in the NBA. We want to talk about tonight's game. Of course, the Phoenix Suns taking on the Pelicans and what hopefully will be the last game in this very tough series. And then we will get right back in nothing but in a 2022 NFL draft for the rest of the show. So let's get this thing going. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
The Arizona Diamondbacks are in action tonight as they match up against the St. Louis Cardinals. Humberto Castellanos will get the start for the Diamondbacks, while Dakota Hudson starts for St. Louis. The Cardinals are minus 184 favorites, while the Diamondbacks are paying out at plus 154. The over-under has been set at 7.5 runs. NBA basketball tonight, the Suns and Pelicans are going to match up against each other. Phoenix is considered a 2-point favorite. They lead the series 3-2, the over-under at 215. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
The playoffs are rolling, and you can make every game feel like Game 7 on FanDuel Sportsbook, an official partner of the NBA. Throughout the playoffs, all customers can place a no-sweat same-game parlay each week. You'll get $20 in free bets if you don't win. FanDuel has so many ways to play, and best of all, when you do win, you get paid faster than a fast break. New to FanDuel, just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code Randy1580 to get your first bet risk-free up to $1,000. Once again, that's promo code Randy1580. And if you already have an account, you're all set to bet. No sweat. Either way, you'll get up to $20 in free bets if your same-game parlay during the playoffs doesn't win. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA. Got to be 21 or older, present in Arizona. Refund issued as a non-withdrawable free bets that expire 7 days after you receive them. Max free bet, $20 per week. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342.
If you have a small business, Staples has your sign.
Banners for my bakery?
Staples has your sign.
Oh, posters for my new pet store.
Floor decals for a pharmacy.
Every day, Staples associates help every kind of small business create bold signs to make big impressions. And now get $10 off custom signs, banners, and posters when you spend $50 or more. This is your sign, so print it big at Staples. Ends 5/28. Visit staplesconnect.com/thisisyoursign for details.
We're planning a trip to Spain later this year.
But our Spanish
is pretty bad. So we're using Babbel.
Babbel's conversation-based method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
There's no easier way to learn another language.
Ahora hablamos español.
He just said, now we speak Spanish.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a pricey long-term contract to get access. Well, not anymore, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide with deals like our Silver Unlimited plan for just $45 a month and no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A32 5G for $249, all on America's best networks. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
You can hear the grunts of pain. You can smell the workout sweat. You can feel the muscles straining. And even if you can't, we can.
And that's all that really matters.
NFL training camp.
Rumbling, mumbling, stumbling. Here we go.
It fills the senses.
Well, everyone's but yours.
Get the latest info, insights, and breaking news here. Respect what it is we're doing here. On your home for the NFL, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender here on this Thursday, NFL Draft Day. As we also have our attention on the Phoenix Suns in New Orleans this evening. See if they can wrap up this round one series against the Pelicans. Playoffs are rolling, and you can make every game feel like Game 7 on FanDuel Sportsbook, an official partner of the NBA. And throughout the playoffs, every customer can place a no-sweat same-game parlay each week. You get up to $20 in free bets even if you don't win. FanDuel has so many different ways to play. And best of all, when you do win, you get paid faster than a fast break. My same-game parlay did not work out last night. The Warriors won. Steph hit it. But the Jordan Poole and the other Splash brother did not help me out, so they kind of burned me. But I hit the first two legs of my four, but I didn't win.
Yeah, it happened. You'll get it next time.
Well, I might try again tonight. You know, they got these same game parlays going on each and every night. Suns are in action. Booker may or may not be back. You know, I'll take Ayton to get 19 or more. I'll take CP3 to have 10 or more assists. And let me see who's going to step up tonight. Who's going to step up tonight? I have to figure that out. But anyway, it's the same game parlay. That's the idea. You can go make it up. And if you don't want to make it up, you can go there and there's another parlay section you can jump on that other people are joining. Again, FanDuel has so many ways for you to play. And best of all, when you do win, you get paid faster than a NBA fast break. If you're new to FanDuel, download the Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code Randy1580 to get your first bet risk-free up to $1,000. Once again, that's promo code Randy1580. If you already have an account, you're all set to go. You're ready to go. Either way, you'll get up to $20 in free bets if your same game parlay during the playoffs does not win. FanDuel Sportsbook. Remember, it's an official partner of the NBA, and you have to be 21 or older and present in Arizona. Refund issued as a non-withdrawable free bets that expires 7 days after receipt. Max free bet, $20 per week. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. Jeffco.
All right, so it's National Superhero Day as well as the NFL Draft Day today.
Really?
I don't know why it's National Superhero Day, but Marvel talked somebody into doing something back in 1995, and that's why that is today. And let me just say that 130,000 people are stupid. They voted Spider-Man the #1 favorite superhero. I guess favorite, fine. You do what you want, but the best one's always Superman, period. There's nothing else you can say to me about that.
Come on, man.
Superman is the best superhero, period. All right? So, I don't care. Although my favorite, Deadpool. Okay? Superman's the best. Deadpool, he crap.
But is Deadpool like a superhero, though?
Yeah,
because I think he's one of those dark alley heroes like Batman. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think Deadpool and Batman are along the same line.
Batman has no powers. You can cut off Deadpool's head and he'll grow back. Seriously, he can't die. And who isn't? And it was kind of high on the voting. Black Widow. She's just a kick-ass chick. She ain't a superhero. She doesn't have no special powers.
I'm trying to figure out what powers she has. Yeah,
exactly. Spider-Man got bit by a spider, so he's like a Spider-Man. Batman has the super power of money. That's it. He's got nothing else, so he shouldn't be considered a superhero.
He's got all the bat moves and everything.
Yeah, superhero. Wolverine, he was altered by army men and stuff.
Massive steel fingernails that come out. That's badass.
And he also can't die.
Iron Man is cheeky Batman, same thing, not a superhero. Thor, well, he's a Norse god, so I guess.
Yeah. I mean, if you put him here, then
he also cannot die.
Captain America, I'll give him that. He was kind of badass, but the Hulk, hell yeah, he's a superhero. The Flash, yeah, I guess so. I mean, I can run fast and heal quick.
He can run ridiculously fast.
Wonder Woman's kind of a superhero. She's pretty badass.
Why?
Huh?
What's her superpower besides an invisible jet and a magic rope?
She whoops ass in her underwear. Okay. Do you need to hear more?
She got a magic
Widow.
lasso that makes you tell the truth.
Black Widow does that too.
Yeah, but she does that in rubber pants. That's a little bit different.
Well, yoga pants, isn't it?
Yeah,
I don't know. I've never seen them
or something. So whatever the case, I don't want to argue this because we got bigger fish to fry.
Right.
But I did bear mentioning that it is National Superhero Day. Superman's the best. Deadpool's my favorite. You guys want to say who you think is the best and your favorite? Go right ahead. But I don't know how much time we'll have for that because we got to talk about last night's games, tonight's games, the NBA playoffs still going. They don't care what the NFL draft is doing. But as soon as we're done with this, we're talking NFL draft. In fact, we're going to mock Keon's draft in the next hour at 4 p.m. It's nothing but mocking Keon while he does his draft.
Well, it's not mocking Keon. It's his draft.
It depends on what he says. All right. So last night, a couple of teams took care of business as they should have. I think both the Milwaukee Bucks and the Warriors did a little charity by letting their opponents win at least one game, but they took care of the business, and the Bucks just took out the Bulls handily. The Warriors, however, they had to fight for a little bit, didn't they? They actually had to fend off. Jokic was like, he made an effort, and
just like every game this series. I know it's a 5-game series, and it's going to look like Denver wasn't really in it, but they were in every single game. It was a battle to come out on top, and Jokic played really well in this series. Unfortunately, because they don't have Jamal Murray and they're missing that second superstar, they don't have enough to fight the Warriors.
So who does?
That's a great question, but when you're just relying on one guy, it's going to be harder for you than everybody else.
So Draymond Green, of course, who gets under a lot of people's skin, at the end of the game, went over to Jokic, shook his hand, and said, "Thank you for making me better. It's an honor to play against someone so talented and skilled." And that's one of those things where if you're against Draymond Green, you still, when he say nice things, probably want to punch him in the face. But I have absolutely no doubt that was sincere. He gets into your head, and then afterwards he gives you respect. So for the people who don't like him, I'm not on that page. I like Draymond Green. He cracks me up, and even when he's kicking my guys in the Ginobili's, you know what you're getting with him. You know what you're getting with him. So I can't even get mad at him. So it's fun to watch. Now the Bucks and the Bulls, however, that right there. Maybe I shouldn't. It's kind of depressing, isn't it? A little bit. It's like,
what do you mean depressing?
Oh, last night's game was just so one-sided.
Well, look, at one point the Bulls were a formidable foe. They have experienced some crucial and key injuries that have taken them kind of out of the fight. And look, Milwaukee, you're reigning champions. What do you expect? They shouldn't. Like the Suns. The Milwaukee Bucks walked in and took care of business. The Suns have let the Pelicans hang around instead of stepping on the gas. Now tonight will be a good indicator of what our Suns team is made of. But it's obvious Milwaukee Bucks aren't playing games, man. They're not playing games. They're ready.
Well, they're playing a game, Randy. They're playing basketball.
No, they're not playing any games.
Technically, they are playing a game, Randy.
This is not a child's game.
Well, no, not at this level, but it's still a game.
This is war, man.
I don't think there's war. I don't think anybody's
war.
Getting shot or. Okay, it's a war, Randy. Yeah, it's a war. By the way, Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat got fined $15,000 each for what they called an obscene gesture. So I guess Butler is on the sideline there, and he started making a thrusting motion, the one with his hips to celebrate something that, his teammate did there, Max Strus. And he's like, like that. And then, of course, the Miami Heat social media was like, that's awesome. We're posting that. And the NBA said, we're fining both the team and the player for the thrusting thing. Which reminds me of when my son did that on the Jumbotron at Chase Field. He didn't realize. He thought he was flossing. He thought he was doing this, but he was like, everybody's like, oh my God, that kid. So, $15,000. Again, no big deal. All right. So tonight, in fact, in a half an hour, the 76ers try to put it away with the Toronto Raptors, but it's in Toronto. And it'd be a very, very, very Doc Rivers thing for them to lose tonight.
To just not quite close it out and then go to game 7. And you're at home, but game 7s are scary. I don't care if you're at home. Anything can happen in a game 7. You know, somebody gets hurt, the officials aren't on your side. Anything can happen in a game 7.
Yeah.
You want to end this in 6. And yeah, I agree. It would be so Doc Rivers. And I'm sure he'll have an excuse for that too.
Well,
whenever they don't close it out.
And look at the trend. Last game wasn't good for the 76ers. They lost. And there was some discussion about the James Harden missing persons report that should be out there right now.
He's on milk cartons everywhere.
They should call the damn police. The FBI needs to find James Harden and return him to Philadelphia because he's gone missing.
Well, the problem is the police are going to think you're crying wolf because he goes missing every postseason that he's in. This is Houston. This is Brooklyn.
That's the thing he does.
It's just he'll be back later. It's there's no.
Just don't worry. Around training camp time, you'll see him.
Yeah.
Just every postseason, James Harden is gone like a cloud of dust.
So 7 p.m., the Mormons are hosting the Mavericks, who you would expect will be the eventual opponent in the next round for the Phoenix Suns, provided they survive. Any chance the Mormons can hold off the Mavericks tonight, Keon, or do you think they're going to finally put this one away?
I think the Mavs put it away. You're losing Donovan Mitchell in this series. Either he can play and he's not going to be as effective as he usually is because he's a guy that plays like Dwayne Wade used to play, where it's very aggressive and I'm going to the basket and I'm physically throwing myself there and you're just going to have to stop me. Well, when that guy's hurt, he can't do all of the athletic things that you're used to him doing. And without Donovan Mitchell, there really isn't a whole lot left of this Jazz team offensively. And then, it doesn't matter what Rudy Gobert does if he can't score points.
All right, so now let's talk about what happens at 4:30, which I think is a bull crap time. They should have been on at 7. They're the headliners tonight, but the Suns and the Pelicans are on at 4:30 p.m. Hopefully it's the last game of the series, but with this tough team, who knows what's going to happen? You'd expect that Phoenix, now they've kind of found a rhythm without Booker. You would expect that they can come in and still play these guys and win even on their own home court, beat them on their own home court. But I don't know, man. It just seems too close for comfort. If I sat there that uncomfortable for the entire game the other night and they never got all that close. Sometimes they'd kind of venture in and be like 9 points, 7 points, back to 12 points. So even with that lead the entire game, I was never safe. So tonight, Phoenix Suns going to New Orleans, getting it done.
I think they get it done. Yeah. It's going to be tough though. I mean, if you thought you were uncomfortable last game, I got real bad news. I think you're going to be very uncomfortable for a lot of this game too.
Well, I got hemorrhoids and I got a special little cushion I could sit on. So don't imagine get in my personal life, Keon.
Well, I wasn't trying to get in your personal life to that regard. I was just saying that you've got a home crowd.
Not everybody needed to know that.
I didn't know that. I think you outed.
You just kind of revealed that.
Yeah.
Yourself, Jeffco. Sorry.
I couldn't help you there.
Why didn't you hit the dump button?
Next time I'll hit the dump button. But this is a home crowd in New Orleans that they go crazy. If you allow this Pelicans team to have any life at all.
I have breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry to interrupt, but there is breaking news.
Newsflash. This is breaking news.
Moments ago, I just found out that Devin Booker has been cleared to come back and play in the game in 1 hour. That's right. He has been cleared to go ahead and play. Do you think he really will, though? Do you think he will?
I listen, if he does, that means that the Suns are really concerned about this thing going to a 7th game, and they want to bring Booker out there. If I'm Monty Williams, I've got him on a minutes count. I'm not going to keep him in the game and potentially hurt him long term, if we get out of here. And you had a great plan last time. Yeah, I think you put him in there, let him get kind of back accustomed to it. Don't do anything crazy with that hamstring. And then let the team. We're supposed to be deep, right? We're supposed to have a deep bench. We're supposed to have all this talent. I think this is when you use it, and you need to assert yourself tonight, and you need to dominate this game and not put Booker in.
Yeah, I think you're right. We got a bench so deep they're quoting Nietzsche. All right, so let me just tell you, I think we can do it without Devin Booker tonight. 888-368-1580. Donnie says it's okay, Jeffrey. We'll welcome you to the Game 7 Club this weekend. No, you're definitely going to the. Wait, what happened to Minnesota? When do they play next?
They play Friday,
and it's 3-2, or is it? Yeah, 3-2.
It is 3-2, but it's in favor of Memphis. So they need a Game 7 if they want to win the series.
Good luck with that, Donnie. Skull, haven't heard from him for a while, says it's rigged. The Cross guy says, yeah, Book is playing. And by the way, Black Widow is hot. Senior Wakenbake says, Suns are going to win tonight and move on in the next round. Hey, Jeffrey, Captain Savaho wasn't on the list. What? What list?
The superhero list, but
Captain Savaho. What the hell is that?
Yeah,
it's not even a thing.
Yeah, I need more explanation.
He's so high, he really believes there's a superhero called Captain Savaho. Robert in Surprise says, "Is Popeye a superhero?"
No.
Popeye's
a sailor man.
I don't know. He eats that spinach and he gets all muscular.
He only ever saves olive oil. Nobody else.
Yeah, he's a performance enhancing spinach taker. I don't know if that counts as a superhero.
Popeye is a sailor man, not a superhero.
Robert also sends a picture of a fridge filled with Miller Lite and one can of Raiders, and he says, "That's how I feel at the bar tonight." Just one Raider fan in a sea of non-Raider fans. Big George says, what are you talking about, Jeffrey? Batman has the power of money, which he uses to create awesome gadgets. He also glides through the sky like a bat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he also caused COVID. How do you like that, huh?
I don't think that was bad.
You guys don't know the real story. Yeah, somebody was eating a bat, but it's not like what you think. Moist One says, Superman is the lamest superhero by far.
What are you talking about?
He's
Superman's
invincible.
got laser beam eyes. He's Man of Steel. Oh my God, he's faster than a locomotive. He can leap tall buildings at single. But what the hell are you talking about?
Sure. He's a little bit weak when it comes to a kid's geology box, but outside of that, you can't beat Superman. Deadpool. Deadpool probably could give him a run for his money just because you can't kill Deadpool. You know what I mean? We found out later you can. Spoiler alert: you can kill Wolverine eventually, but you can't kill Superman. Okay, and you can't kill Deadpool. Robert in Surprise says, you only say that because Raiders don't have a pick until the third round. So there. Berg says, afternoon, guys. Hey, Berg, how you doing, buddy? Good to hear from you. Blissful Hayes says, will Steve Kime be drafting a step stool at 23? Also, what's the over-under and how many drinks Kime will have him already by now? Whatever you say, I'm going to say over. Yeah. Fifth letter says Raiders got 5 picks total. First one comes in the 5th. Hope this new staff can pick players that can stay out of trouble. That'd be nice. Han Jolo says, as a Broncos fan, I'd like to see more Raiders players arrested, please. Chief Skull says, my opinion, the Raiders' first pick will come out of San Quentin. There you go.
Oh, wow.
Boy. Oh, boy.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We come back. I'm going to quiz Keon about tonight's draft, and then we will give him his mock draft, and then Randy and I will mock his mock draft. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
NASCAR Championship weekend is back at Phoenix Raceway. Drivers will put it all on the line to claim NASCAR greatness. The Truck Series Championship kicked things off Friday night under the lights. We're going to tear it up tonight. Followed by an action-packed Saturday, where fans will witness an ARCA and Xfinity Series Championship doubleheader. Yes. Don't miss out on the action November 4th and 5th. Get your tickets now for NASCAR Championship weekend at PhoenixRaceway.com or call 866-408-RACE.
Airlines have just reduced their prices even more. Book 30 days in advance and save big.
Want the absolute lowest prices on your airline tickets? Then call the Low Cost Airlines Travel Hotline right now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. The only way to access our low rates and save up to 70% is to call. Save hundreds on your vacation tickets by calling right now. You can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your
your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. That's 802-341-4535.
Public service announcement from Summit Male Medical. Guys often confuse erectile dysfunction with low testosterone. They are two different issues with two separate treatments. ED is simply a blood flow issue. Low T is a health issue. Symptoms include lack of muscle mass, gaining a few pounds, low energy, irritability, low libido. At Summit Medical, we treat both because we're experts at both. We've been here in the Valley since 2008. We've treated tens of thousands of patients, not only from here, but all over the country, coming to us specifically. And compare our pricing with others. We are the low price leaders. And combine that with the most experienced staff in the business for ED and PE treatments, and that is an unbeatable combination. We dare you to compare. Please do. So if you're having intimacy issues, please let us show you how we can help you tomorrow if you call today. 480-398-1000 or go to summitmalemedical.com. It will be the best call you ever make.
Does your company need bonds? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than any competitor anywhere. Our relationships with every major surety get you the credit you need fast, and we never stop working to exceed your expectations. Call me personally at 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution to better bonds.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Live and local.
David Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. It's draft day. All right, we've already talked about the NBA stuff. We got that out of the way. So now it's just Keon Rose's mock draft coming up, and then the real thing. Very, very exciting. Now, here's my plan. I said this earlier. I'm going to listen to the NFL draft here on 1580 Fanatic, brought to you by our friends at CBS Sports. I'm going to have that in my ear as I watch the Phoenix Suns as they play, because that game starts at 4:30. I feel like this. I feel like it was a little disrespectful, you know what I mean, to put them this early. But you know why they did it? Because they know they're competing with the NFL draft. So they put a good game earlier to take eyes off the draft.
Well, yes. Plus it's 7. It means it's 7:30 in New Orleans.
Oh, nobody cares about that. That's the city that never sleeps, or one of them at least.
No, that's New York. That
okay. Well, they're the city that never showers. How's that? New Orleans.
Okay. All right.
The city that's never sober. Well, I don't care how you put it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Booger Wolf says Pelicans are going to get smacked in the beef flaps. Go Suns, baby.
Wow. In the beef flaps.
My God. Says Booker's only playing for 1 hour tonight. Well, you technically can't even play that long.
No.
Boomer Sooner says Jeffrey, Randy, Keon, who do each of you think will be drafted first in tonight's draft? Thank you very much for answering. Well, Keon's not going to answer because we're about to do his mock draft, but Randy and I could take a shot at it. I mean, kind of feel like it should be Trayvon Walker, but it is the Jaguars. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of operate from the who they should take, because I'm always looking at needs. That's not always the correct answer. Sometimes the correct answer is who is the best absolute player in that position. Then you could say maybe it's Aiden Hutchinson. So, or, who do you think, Randy? Who do you think the Jaguars will take with the numero uno?
I think they need to either take the top edge rusher. That's Trayvon Walker, I think, in my opinion. I mean, Aiden Hutchinson is good, but I was watching some analysis from Joe Thomas. Remember Joe Thomas with the Browns? He was a offensive lineman for many years, and he was talking about on the NFL Network how Aiden Hutchinson is going to be figured out easy, and he needs to come up with some other tactics where the Trayvon Walker has got all the tools, all the athleticism. And if they don't go that way, I think they need to pick up that beast offensive lineman to help start building that line there in Jacksonville. I can't think of his name right now. Ike Wangi Kuki
Ekwonu.
Ekwonu. That's it. Take the Ekwonu. Take him first overall and pay him lots and lots of money to take care of Tracy Lawrence.
Him or Evan Neal. I think that would make the most sense for them, but they do also have needs on the defense. So, but like I said, we're going to find out from Keon when he does his official mock draft. I do have a question though, Keon. Mm-hmm. When you do your official mock draft, are you going from the first pick to 32, or are you doing it the other direction?
I go first to 32, just because team takes a player off the board, then it changes who else everybody else is taking.
Yeah, that's fair. I was just curious.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Randy White.
Randy White, 15A fanatic, chief meteorologist.
Yeah.
Keon, can you explain this compensatory pick situation that we have going? I noticed when I was looking at the PDF file the NFL sent to me of the draft order. After each round, there are certain teams that have compensatory picks, and Arizona, of course, they go towards the end because we always get the short end of the stick. So, can you explain that to me? These compensatory picks?
Yeah, it's all incredibly confusing. The NFL hasn't figured out a way to make this.
That's why I'm asking you to explain.
Even remotely accessible. But basically, those are picks that you get based on players that you lose in either especially free agency.
Did we leave them behind?
For instance, so the Cardinals
weren't you supposed to count?
The Cardinals, for instance, would get compensatory picks, for instance, for losing Chandler Jones in free agency because he is a high level player, and now that he's gone, the league basically kind of shuffles those things around and gets you picks essentially based on that. And I hesitate to try and figure out how to explain how they decide whose picks are going to where and for what. But yeah, it's basically you lose a player in free agency and the league gets you back compensatory picks that you can use to try and replace your.
So what he's saying is an absolute mystery, Randy. Nobody knows.
It's veiled in a cloak of mystery.
We may never know. Yeah. And you know what? That's all right, because we're not supposed to know everything, Randy.
I just thought Keon, our resident brain, he would know that.
Yeah, if anybody was going to know it, it'd be him, but it's a shame he didn't. 888-368-1580. Watermelon says, yeah, I say rest Devin Booker unless you need him. Apple's trying to be funny. Says, breaking news, Colts get Jay Cutler. Shut up. Heavy Metal Maniac says, put some kryptonite in front of Superman. Yeah, you see what happens. Well, every superhero has their own weakness. You know, like, Superman with the kryptonite. Batman, if his credit card doesn't go through, now he's screwed, isn't he? That's over for Batman.
Shoot Spider-Man with a bullet right between his eyes. Watch what happens.
A can of Raid ought to take care of that. Lacrosse guy says Superman has the worst disguise. A pair of glasses? Come on. No, he doesn't have the worst disguise. He has the best disguise. It just shows you how stupid human beings are.
It worked for Lois Lane. Okay.
Not really. She wasn't into him when he was Clark Kent.
What?
Yeah, she was completely not into him when he was Clark Kent. Big beefy guy, glasses, ew, nerd, and then takes them off. Oh yeah, that's how it went. I just reenacted all of Superman for you right there.
Wow.
Moist one says, yeah, Superman was made by the annoying kid that tries to one up everybody. Their kid. Oh, your superhero can fly, so can mine. Oh, he has super strength, so does mine. Yours can shoot lasers out of his eyes, so can mine. By the way, he's unrecognizable in glasses.
Well, except that Superman was first. So how can he one up anybody if he was first?
Listen, I'm just saying he's the unbeatable one. Deadpool is my favorite.
I just want to be Mr. Incredible. That's all I want.
All right. You can be Mr. Incredible. I didn't know we were picking superheroes to be.
Well, I mean, you took Deadpool.
Well, who do you like, Keon, as your superhero?
Oh, Green Lantern. Always been. I mean, had the worst movie of anybody, but I always liked Green Lantern.
What the hell? Oh wow.
He's got the ring and he can make anything out of it.
When I was a kid, I would always eat the heels off the bread, and I would always eat the crusts off the pizza. Why? I liked this to make sure because I wanted more, so I ate the stuff nobody else liked. Keon decided I'm taking the Green Lantern, so nobody will ever oppose me in taking the Green Lantern.
Well, no, when I was a kid, the Justice League cartoon was on, and he was a black superhero, so there's that.
Oh, I didn't know he was black.
Yeah, I
didn't know Ryan Reynolds was black.
No, there's more than one Green Lantern. Yeah, and Jon Stewart is the
Jon Stewart from the Daily Show.
Different Jon Stewart, different Jon Stewart, and he,
I didn't know he was black.
I worked with a guy named Jon Stewart at another radio station years ago. Was it him?
I don't think that was. Does he the Green Lantern, Keon?
No, I don't believe he is the Green Lantern. No, this Jon Stewart, his background was like he was a Marine and stuff before he got the ring, and now he's got superpowers.
Oh, you're talking
really cool.
about,
but he's got a ring, so he's alien Batman then, because that's not his superpower.
Well, it's not it wasn't originally, but now it is yours. It can't leave you and go anywhere else until you die. That's the only way that anybody else can.
Still, can
yeah. As long as I can be Mr. Incredible, I don't care.
Listen, Green Lantern, much respect, all yours, Keon. I'll take the Deadpool, and yes, Randy, yes.
I'll just pretend that movie didn't happen though.
Wait, what do you mean, Mr. Incredible?
Yeah, that was the
from the Incredibles.
Yeah, that was the Incredibles.
Cartoon,
I'm gonna pretend the Green Lantern movie didn't happen. The Incredibles is a fun movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number one Rattlers fan says Keon makes a lot of stuff up.
What did I make up?
Ookla says, figured Keon would be Aquaman, dude. Hi, Radio Pal. Hey, Randino. Why would he be? Oh, because the Aquaman, because he's got that incredible hair he's got, like Jason Momoa does.
Yeah, I'll take that.
King Kitten says, Rando, beer me, Mr. Incredible. Thunder Snow says, my weakness is whiskey. That is my strength, Thunder Snow.
Mm-hmm.
You must be the anti-Jeffrey then. Booger Wolf says, when you go to a Washington Salamanders home game, the concession stand only sells wet bologna sandwiches and tap water, you know. Just don't I have no idea why.
I don't know.
Just
do your thing.
Wet bologna sandwiches and tap water.
Sounds about right for FedEx Field, though, if you're honest.
No, they shouldn't serve anybody that water. It came out of sewage. It's just leave it alone.
Tiger Paws says, so what happened to Kyler's little demand that his contract be done by today or else? They exercise an option. He's getting 30 mil, and I'm sure he's going to be okay for a minute. She also says, is it a sign of the apocalypse that the Coyotes beat two teams in contention back-to-back days, and that the Diamondbacks beat the Dodgers 2 days in a row? Could be. Nice knowing y'all.
Don't look now. The Diamondbacks are 8-11.
Keep listening for the trumpets in the sky, because I read somewhere that's about to happen. That's how you know it's over. Senior Wake and Bake says, too bad Cards can't trade Steve Keim for someone less intoxicated. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, I think you're going to have to extend your show a couple hours. I started watching something with my wife like Survivor, and they actually pulled the race card into the stupid show half hour. What are you talking about, Boomer Sooner? Go get another drink and leave us alone. Lost Toby says, I missed a few days, and this is a comic book show now, huh? Okay, whatever pays. It's anything we want any day we want it, Lost Toby. Number one Rattler fan says, favorite superhero to Wonder Woman. Look her up on the porn tube. No, don't. Today's getting weirder.
Between you and your internet service provider, sir.
All right, so 8 teams have 2 first-round picks. It's an NFL record, and this is going to be it's going to be an interesting draft. I just don't know if it's going to be all that exciting. You know what I mean?
Boy, I think.
I mean, it should be exciting, but also the excitement level usually comes from quarterbacks. That's generally most people can you watch a quarterback and go, oh, that guy's pretty good, or no. And I think it's harder to figure out like which other positions are good and not good if you're a fan coming into it. And so it's harder to be excited about the onslaught of wide receivers that we have, or the incredible amount of edge rushers and offensive linemen that we have.
It's the offensive linemen that I think the NFL needs the most. When you watch certain teams, that seems to be like the number one glaring thing. Like Cincinnati should have traded up and gotten like 4 or 5 picks in the first round just to get an offensive line. There's a lot of teams that have that deficit. Just look at how many times, because Joe Burrow is not the only quarterback that got sacked a lot last season. There's a lot of teams that need work on the offensive line, but are there so many good offensive linemen that you could wait until later rounds and still get a formidable front line?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in the second and third, you could probably find somebody, but you're also going to have other positions. You're going to need someone to go after the other team's quarterback too if they're going to be beefing up on offensive line. So that goes into the math.
Number one Rattler fan just repeated it. He says, no, Keon makes up a lot of stuff.
But like, what did I make up?
Well, he's going to make up his mock draft when we come back. The Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
If you're an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits and the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. Are you seeing what is going on in the home buying market right now? Unbelievable. Not enough inventory, and there is a ton of demand. Some of these homes are getting 30, 40, 50 offers on them. How are you going to stand out? How are you going to differentiate yourself from the other buyers who are in line? I have a way. Use the Lund Mortgage Team. Lund Mortgage Team is locally owned and operated with over 20 years of experience right here in the Valley. They have a great reputation, and it is a trustworthy pre-approval. And on top of that, they are quick. That's one of the things. You got to come equipped and be ready to buy. So what you need to do is make that first phone call to 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940. Get that pre-approval going and then get yourself ready to go buy that home of your dreams. Go online, lundmortgageteam.com, or call 623-875-9940.
We're on a mission to connect every Arizona service member, veteran, and their families to the support and resources they deserve to make sure that there are no barriers to the benefits and services earned through service to our country. Find out how we can assist you in Arizona. Visit connectveterans.org or call 866-4AZ-VETS right now to learn more. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Coalition for Military Families, the Arizona Department of Veterans Services, and Arizona's Be Connected partners.
Steve Jurich here. After working in financial services for over 20 years, I finally confirmed what investors really want, including me. And it's simple. All they're asking for is 20% annual return with no risk and 100% liquidity. Here's the problem. A money market is safe and liquid, but offers almost zero yield. Mutual funds and ETFs are liquid with upside potential, but aren't safe. A carefully selected next generation index annuity through IQ Wealth may offer 10% ample liquidity, principal protection, and a lifetime income yield potentially double to triple that of quality bonds. By yielding more income using fewer dollars, our system allocates more money for you for capital growth. It's a winning combination.
Call leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now, 480-902-3333. Guarantees rely on the claims paying ability of the insurer, so compare with Steve, 480-902-3333. Call Steve now.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now.
3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rhodes in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studio in Scottsdale. And I know against the spread, you're right. What's with this 4:30 tip-off crap? We need a playbook for this situation. Step 1, leave work somehow, some way. Step 2, get some cold beers. Step 3, turn on the TV. Step 4, turn on the Suns. We're going to close them out tonight, fellas. Let's go, Suns. Hope you're right. I'm not as confident as you are, but yes, I will be cheering them on with that intent. But yeah, I think I'm right. I think they purposely put that game right there to try to offset people going and watching the draft, because I'm not watching the draft. I'm watching the Suns. That's what you're supposed to do. You're a fan. Be a fan of your team, right? Or I'll picture in picture or something, or I'll have my
phone up, or what I'm planning to do is listen to our broadcast. So here on 1580 The Fanatic in my ear, because I got the app. I could just stick it in my ear and put it right there, watch the TV, and boom, Suns game there, draft in here, win-win. But yeah, I do think that the Suns game was placed there as a ratings detractor. So who do you think the people are going to watch more, the NFL draft or the playoff game?
NFL, man. NFL's king in this country.
Especially the Suns being the 1 seed playing the 8 seed. I know that the Pelicans have been playing them close, but if you're a national person looking at this, you might just expect the Suns to win the game and kick on over to the draft.
Lost Toby says he's 0-2 in Suns playoff bets. He's like, hey, I can't lose 3, right? Oh, I assure you can. But we're pulling for you, I guess, to win, as long as that doesn't mean the Suns lose. Raven Kid says, good afternoon, guys. Checking in before I go to work. My mock draft is up on my Twitter if anybody cares. They don't. But superhero wise, Jeffrey has the best pick, no doubt. Black Panther right up there, though. Rest in peace, Chadwick. Okay, I will give you that. Yes. And I guess we could look at. I told Keanu, the kid here at the house, my son, who I often call Keon. I told Keanu to listen to this hour because, he has a mock draft as well. Now, there's no way I'm going to let him do that on air, but he is going to compare his to yours.
Sweet.
And we'll see what happens on the other side of that. So do we have some sort of an intro, Randy, for mocking Keon's draft? Because that's what we're doing right here, right now on the Daily Blender.
Yeah.
Mocking Keon's draft. And with the first pick of Keon's mock draft.
Yeah, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Aiden Hutchinson. Out of
really
Michigan. Yeah, I know that Trevon Walker is an incredible athlete. He's disruptive. He's explosive, all of that. But Aiden Hutchinson, incredibly polished. He's already got a lot of technique that he employs and that won't require additional coaching. That's a guy that you can open up the box day one, and he's going to be incredibly useful for your team. And Jacksonville already has some really good defensive pieces. Adding Aiden Hutchinson to that makes them a much better defensive team.
All right. Well, the Detroit Lions are on the clock, Keon.
Yep. With the number 2 pick, the Detroit Lions will take Trevon Walker. And he's going to fall into their lap, and they're going to be happy about it because of all the things that Randy mentioned earlier and just how insanely destructive he can be to a team. Pursuit of the quarterback, he does it better than just about anybody else in this draft. So Trevon Walker, number 2 to the Detroit Lions.
And the Houston Texans, who, by the way, I feel like they could use a quarterback that has numb shoulders, if you know what I mean. Will they take a quarterback, Keon?
They're not going to take a quarterback at 3, not in this draft. What they are going to do is start to fix that horrific offensive line by drafting Akeem Ekwonu out of NC State.
Wow.
The number 29 offensive line per Pro Football Focus was the Houston Texans. So that they could start with any position there. And Ekwonu can play multiple positions. He can play tackle, he can play guard, you can move him. So he's good for depth as well. Texans get Ekwonu.
I don't understand why Jacksonville would take an edge rusher first. Their defense has been pretty good. It seems like you would invest money in Ekwonu, number 1.
You could. Offensive line wise, that wasn't their worst place. And Hutchinson or Walker, to me, are better players available than Ekwonu.
The New York Jets are up next with the 4th pick in the NFL draft. Mocking the draft is Keon Rose. Who do you got?
Jets, they're going to take Kayvon Thibodeau out of Oregon.
Thibodeau.
They're not going to take him.
I don't see why not. You can have a guy that you can give to Robert Salah defensively. Again, instinctive pass rusher, very powerful. There are some concerns with him about his motor. So that's a little concerning, but they already have Mekhi Becton for their offensive line. He was just injured a year ago. So him coming back, I wouldn't try and take an offensive lineman here when there's a fantastic edge rusher in Kayvon Thibodeau sitting right there.
Boy.
All right. So the New York Giants, if I'm not mistaken, they've declined the 5th-year option on their quarterback. Does that mean they're thinking quarterback?
It does not mean that they're thinking quarterback. I think they want to wait and see with Daniel Jones. That organization loves him, though. So I assume that they think that he's going to do well. And then if
love you. We just don't 5th-year option love you.
Well, they can wait till the end of next year to 5th-year option him. They don't need to do it a year early. And then if he stinks or it continues to be injury prone or any of the number of other things that's wrong with Daniel Jones, you're not committed to a contract that you didn't have to extend that early. They're going to take Evan Neal, the tackle out of Alabama. That guy's a monster. And oh, by the way, they had the 30th ranked offensive line in football. So yeah, Evan Neal will absolutely help out the Giants here at 5.
Wow.
All right. So the hapless Carolina Panthers, surely they're thinking quarterback, Keon.
And finally, a quarterback does come off the board. They are thinking quarterback. I'm giving the Panthers Malik Willis because they need a playmaker. And Malik Willis has accuracy at every level. He's got an incredibly strong arm. He's impossibly mobile. He had the most broken tackles in college football over even the best running backs coming out of this draft, Kenneth Walker and Breece Hall. He had more broken tackles than even those guys. So if you want a guy that could make plays, use his mobility, extend some things, and Matt Rule, I think he has the ability to get the best out of Malik Willis because that's the kind of college-style quarterback that he's more accustomed to.
Well, if you're right,
go ahead.
Well, if you're right, the Atlanta Falcons are going to be pissed because I think they want Malik Willis.
Well, and I was going to say, what about Pittsburgh? Pittsburgh Steelers. Do you have like draft trades built into this thing?
Those are so hard to predict. Yeah. I'm just doing it straightforward. I can't. So I'm not going to mock trades.
I mean, I would imagine.
But now he's mocking your draft for not mocking trades. He's mocking your non-mocking.
I understand.
Yeah.
But
if you're not going to mock, I'm going to mock you for not mocking.
Mocking is non-mocking because I feel like a lot of people be moving up to try to make sure they got Malik Willis.
Well, I'm one of those. I think Pittsburgh's got to make a move somewhere. They've got to. There's no way they can think they're set at quarterback, and they've got to make some moves,
right?
Whether it's with the draft picks this year or next year, or a combination of both, to get up there and take Malik Willis.
I'm sure that could happen.
Malik Willis,
but the draft is already hard enough to predict without also having to predict trades. So I'm leaving that alone.
All right. So the New York Giants, they're back because they got a little extra pick from the Chicago Bears. What's going on here, Keon?
Yeah, well, the Giants have a very average secondary, the number 15th ranked secondary per Pro Football Focus. So why not get a little bit better, get the young man out of Cincinnati and get Sauce Gardner, who did not give up a touchdown pass in his college career. Not one. This is a guy that you can put on an island and let him guard the best receiver, and he'll take him out of a game.
In case you're worried, Sauce is not his God-given name. It's Ahmad.
Yeah. Sauce is his nickname, but
I mean,
I like Sauce better. So
it would be amazing if that was his actual birth certificate name.
Well, his nickname originally was A1 Sauce.
A1. Hey, A1. That's not bad.
They shortened it to Sauce. That's how he got there. But the Giants taking Sauce Gardner.
All right, a little cornerback action for them. Now we're at the Atlanta Falcons. They need a quarterback, Keon, because Mike Holtz got their quarterback. So who do they go get in the draft?
They need a quarterback, but I have the Falcons looking to next season to get a quarterback. They know they're going to be bad.
Really?
Just go ahead.
Who do they have now? I forget who they have left. You don't even know.
I don't know off the top of my head. What's his name? That got drafted here. Actually, he's on the roster at quarterback. I can't remember his name right now. Before Kyler Murray.
Josh Rosen.
Josh Rosen's on the roster.
There's a way to assure an early pick next year.
So anyway, I have them getting a wide receiver to pair with Calvin Ridley. Then you stink this year and get a quarterback next year. Now you've got two awesome weapons to throw to. Garrett Wilson out of Ohio State had a 1,000-yard season. I think his skill set pairs very nicely with Calvin Ridley because Ridley can do a lot of underneath stuff really well. And you let Wilson go over the top and burn people to death, which he did with his speed.
All right. So now the Rainy City Bitch Pigeons, they've got a pick via the Denver Broncos, the number 9 pick in Keon Rose's mock draft mocking. Who you got?
Yeah, Seattle's going to take Derek Stingley Jr. out of LSU. He was a dominant corner, but that was his freshman year, and he did have some regression. But then during the whole combine process, everybody saw that natural athleticism, the blinding speed that he looked like he was jogging, and he ran a 4.3 40. It was the most casual thing I've ever seen. And I just think that when you have a guy who has the tools and has the physical abilities, just get him with the right coach. And Pete Carroll, defensive-minded guy, could probably get the most out of Derek Stingley Jr.
I was just looking up Atlanta quarterbacks. Marcus Mariota keeps coming up. Isn't Marcus
that's
Mariota
right. They did go grab Marcus.
So it'll be all running plays.
Mariota can throw the ball. Mariota, when he came out in his draft, he was the most
either
accurate.
him or Cordell. What are we gonna do?
He was the most accurate passer. Mariota's problem is he's too gun shy. He refuses to throw passes he doesn't see open, and that's the reason why he hasn't had the success, because he can throw. But
he's on the wrong team now.
That's not how the Raiders used him.
Baby Got Dak says, "Hi guys, haven't texted in much, but just wanted to wish everybody good luck with their team tonight and happy draft day." Thanks, Baby Got Dak. Good to hear from you. All right, so now Bruce Jacobs' horrible team via the Rainy City Bitch Pigeons with the next pick, number 10. Well, the Jets need everything, so you could just get lucky with anything here, right?
Yeah, I mean, they could go ahead and just take a best player available, and it wouldn't really bother them all that much. So number 10, I have out of USC, Drake London going to the New York Jets.
London's that big receiver, right? That basketball player?
Big receiver. Yes. 6'5".
Yeah.
Separates decently well. But boy, you can throw the ball up there and he can high point it and go get it. Yes.
Would they maybe make him a tight end because of his size?
I mean, he could play tight end. I think when you transition a guy from big wide receiver to tight end, you have to teach him how to block and all of that stuff. So maybe that's a transition that they could bring him along slowly and do that. But even at wide receiver, I mean, he's so big. If you throw, that back shoulder throw to the back of the end zone, it's going to be there because he boxes people out like he is a basketball player. And the Jets were 20th in red zone scoring percentage a season ago. So they could use the help. And Zach Wilson gets another target.
Don't you think they would go with an interior lineman there to help their run game?
They could, but they got a young quarterback that needs weapons. You could go interior line. I think that there are some great interior linemen that will be available in the second round. So maybe don't swing at one this high. Get your quarterback the weapon.
All right.
And then, round 2, round 3, they'll be talented guys there.
Speaking of teams that need an awful lot of help, your Washington Commandos, Keon. Who do you got with the 11th pick there?
Yeah, with the 11th pick, I've got Kyle Hamilton out of Notre Dame going to the Washington Commandos.
The safety? Is that the safety?
He is a safety.
Oh,
and
boy.
I mean, that guy was instinctual. He was all over the place. One of the red flags for him was the 40 time was a little bit slow. I don't really care. I want my safety to know where the ball is going to be before the ball gets there.
Right.
So speed's not really the issue here. And Kyle Hamilton did that at Notre Dame. He was always where the ball was. At one point in the season, he was leading all of college football in interceptions. He just has a knack for being there. And Washington's secondary was ranked number 19th Pro Football Focus. So they could use the help on the back end of that defense.
He's one of the guys I was hoping the Cardinals, if they didn't have anything else, they'd go get him. But,
I don't see a world where he falls that far.
Yeah.
But if the Cardinals were to be aggressive and make a move, I mean, he would be a great addition to this team. Could you imagine
Steve Keimel being 8 or 10 Jack Daniels and Coke by that time? He'll make moves. Hell, what's that you want, Kyler Murray? Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing we have to actually be a little bit worried about, because he could end up trading Kyler Murray for Ronnie Rivers out of Fresno State, going, that's a good running back. I like him.
Hell of a move right there.
Let's do it. No, we don't need any more picks. Just give us this guy. Thank you.
Oh boy. Yeah, let's not give him any ideas.
All right, so people with a lot of ideas, delusions of Minnesota grandeur has graced our text line on more than one occasion. Minnesota Vikings have the number 12 pick. Who you got there, Keon?
Yeah, I've got big number 999 Jordan Davis out of Georgia going to Minnesota. If you played only third downs, Minnesota would have the number 1 defense in all of football. Unfortunately, you play first and second also, so they're ranked 20th. And Jordan Davis can help with that. He is a guy that can eat up multiple blocks. He can occupy multiple players, really help your other defensive linemen. And also, he's just strong enough. If you leave him one-on-one, if you make that mistake, he will overpower whoever is in front of him and make his way to the quarterback. And I think that he could be a game changer for the Minnesota Vikings.
So you gave the Houston Texans a lineman earlier on. You gave him Iquanu, the tackle.
Yeah.
Are you still working on the offensive line for the Texans, or what are you looking at right now for the 13th pick that they got from the Browns?
I still want to work on offensive line, but they also need help on the defensive side of the ball as well. I mean, they need help everywhere, to be 100% honest. They had the lowest graded secondary in the entire league, 32 out of 32. They were dead last. So Trent McDuffie out of Washington is a incredible cornerback. He's rangy. He's got very long arms, and in a rare case for corners, he's a very willing tackler. He likes to tackle people. He likes that contact. So on top of that, he can also go get the ball, got incredible ball skills. I like Trent McDuffie to Houston for their second pick.
The story on McDuffie is he's a hugger. He likes to hug, and that's why he likes to tackle, because the other guy doesn't know it. He's getting hugged. And
it's a violent hug, but it's a
McDuffie hug. And, he just, didn't get enough attention as a kid. You got to know the backstories, Keon. You got to know the backstory.
That's true. That's true. Might have made a mistake there.
Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
Boy, I have no idea what they need.
Well,
pretty much everything.
They especially on the defensive side of the ball, they were so injured entirely last year. I expect their secondary to be better just by getting healthier, getting some of those guys back, but they still need help pressuring the quarterback. I like Jermaine Johnson, the second out of Georgia. Yeah, another Georgia guy. There's gonna be a lot of Georgia guys in the first round of this draft.
I noticed that.
So yeah, Baltimore going with Jermaine Johnson. He's incredibly fast, and he pairs very well with their first round pick a year ago, Odafe Owe. You put those two guys on either side of a defensive line, and you can have some disasters going on for the opposing team.
All right, so mocking Keon's mock draft, we've gotten through 14 picks, and right now is very conservative, very thoughtful. Everything makes a whole lot of sense. But let's find out what the Philadelphia Eagles are going to do with the number 15 and the number 16 pick that they have when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
There's no doubt that Harman Solar can save you up to 85% on your monthly electric bill. That's a fact. Bruce Jacobs here. But did you know it's possible to get solar for $0 down and no payments for 12 months? You can lease, finance, or even purchase outright. They have plans that fit everybody. Harman Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harman Solar at 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
NASCAR Championship weekend is back at Phoenix Raceway. Drivers will put it all on the line to claim NASCAR greatness. The Truck Series Championship kicked things off Friday night under the lights. We're going to tear it up tonight. Followed by an action-packed Saturday, where fans will witness an ARCA and Xfinity Series Championship doubleheader. Don't miss out on the action November 4th and 5th. Get your tickets now for NASCAR Championship weekend at PhoenixRaceway.com or call 866-408-RACE.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from the main event here on 1580 The Fanatic. And join me 1 to 2 p.m. Monday through Friday. Suns Game 6, we'll be discussing either a series clinching win or a Game 7. Either way, we'll have your recap and analysis. What happens with the other series in the NBA and who is still fighting for the next series. NFL draft review. Where do the Cardinals end up picking? Is it excitement or disappointment for fans? So join me, Stephen McCollum, on the main event Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. on 1580, 99.3 FM, The Fanatic.
I represent low-cost airlines, and we know a lot of you are not traveling right now, and we understand. However, if you do need to travel between now and the end of the year, now is a great time to lock in some of the lowest prices we've seen in a lifetime. Hey, in normal times, we can save you up to 75%, but now airlines are practically giving away seats. We have inside deals on over 500 airlines. Here are a few sample round-trip deals we found. Seattle to Vegas, $35. Chicago to Atlanta, $85. Los Angeles to Atlanta, $100. Of course, there are some limitations, but the airlines want your business right now. And cancellation and change fees are flexible. So fly somewhere this year, book now, save a ton, call right now.
802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. That's 802-341-4535.
Arizona Rattlers football.
Exclusively on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
And at 1580thefanatic.com.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Tune in to hear every home game live.
Let's go, boys.
Don't miss a second of all the high-paced action as the Rattlers chase another world championship.
Hey, we're going to win. It's going to be on us.
Rattlers football on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, or streaming live at 1580thefanatic.com.
It is draft day here on the Daily Blender, 1580, 99.3 The Fanatic. And one of the great things I love about betting my favorite sports is that I'm always finding new player props or game props that I like. They've even got draft props. You guys know that? You could go to FanDuel Sportsbook and you can go in right now before the draft starts. Got about 40 minutes or so, and you can lay down some prop bets on who's going to be drafted first, who's going to go here, who's going to go where. And what's cool about FanDuel Sportsbook is you can combine prop bets with multiple games and now even multiple teams and sports, meaning you can bet tonight's Suns game. You can also bet tonight's Diamondbacks game. They're in action against the St. Louis Cardinals. And don't look now. Your Diamondbacks are 8-11. I don't want to make too much out of this, but having come off that series win against the Dodgers, yeah, they might be on a bit of a hot streak. They're looking for their first 3-game winning streak of the season. But anyway, enough about the Diamondbacks. It's called Same Game Parlay Plus. You can find this only on FanDuel. Combine NBA playoff player props you love with your favorite baseball home run hitters for a chance to score even bigger payout. I'm thinking about tonight's game with the Suns, and I might go in on the Diamondbacks game. They've got what's his name? Castellanos. What's his name? I can't think of it right now, but he's going to be on the hill, and he's been pretty good for the Snakes this year. So maybe I build something out of that. But if you don't want to build your own same game parlay, check out their popular same game parlay section where you can join bets others users are jumping in on. And if you're new to FanDuel, sign up with promo code Randy1580 to get your first bet risk-free up to $1,000. Make every moment more and download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Just use promo code Randy1580 so they know I sent you. Remember, you got to be 21 or older, present in Arizona. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as a non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342, Jeffco.
All right, so right now we are in the middle of mocking Keon Rose's mock draft, and he's on the hot seat.
He's on the hot seat.
On the hot seat. And now he's ready to do his 15th pick. That's right. The Philadelphia Eagles have 15 and 16. How could this go wrong?
Well, they got to help Jalen Hurts here. Let's see what you got there, Keon.
The Eagles have 15 and 18.
15 and 18.
I printed this up. Who's got 15 and 16?
Somebody's wrong here.
Saints have 16. Chargers have 17.
Okay. All right. Hold on. I can scratch this out. So the Saints have 16. All right. Well, that makes
this
more
just
sense.
The Saints and the Chargers have moved down, so the Eagles can have 15 and 16.
I printed my sheet here right off one of the sites. I can't remember which one, but damn them. All right, fine.
If they put trades in their thing, then that might have.
Yeah, it might have jacked me up. It wasn't a mock draft though; it was just a list. But go ahead.
Okay.
Number 15 is the Philadelphia Eagles, right?
It is the Philadelphia Eagles.
All right, I got that right.
Yeah. And look, you got.
Let me guess, they're going to take a rookie out of Wolford College, Ron Jaworski, right?
I hope so.
redrafting Jaws. No,
why not?
I think that you got to go wide receiver here and see what you really have in Jalen Hurts. You know, you gave him a weapon in Devontae Smith last year, but Devontae missed some games, and he's a smaller wide receiver. So I think that's something that may happen over the course of his career. Give him another weapon and go get Chris Olave out of Ohio State. I really like Olave. And
wait, I thought it was Olave.
It's Olave.
Olave.
Have you heard somebody say Olave?
Yeah, it's Olave. Yeah.
He will always be Ole, Bole, Bole, Bole.
I mean,
that's
cool.
That's more fun if you want to do it that way. But Chris Olave, incredible speed, clutch receiver, made some big catches for Ohio State in big moments, great hands, always found a way to be open. He, a couple of seasons ago, had a regression of a season, but he bounced back this last season and found his footing again. I think he's going to be really good for Philadelphia, which I would hate if they actually drafted him.
Well, there's a contingency on this radio station that works in the mornings between 6 a.m. and 10. And he wears a Mets hat to work, and he thinks that the Cardinals should trade up, throw all caution to the breeze, and go get Olave. That guy to him is the guy.
Olave is fantastic. It would make sense to try and make that move, but I just think where the Cardinals are, why not just wait and see what receivers are going to be there? There will be a bunch of them. And then if there's not a guy you like, there's going to be a bunch of edge rushers too.
Hey, your mock draft doesn't have the Cardinals taking a receiver, do you? Because I'm going to lose my mind.
I have breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking
news. Oh my God, breaking news. Hang on.
Let me get the breaking news here. Daily Blender.
Breaking news. There we go.
This is breaking news.
It turns out that the New Orleans Saints have the 19th pick that they got from the Philadelphia Eagles. I knew there was something there. And so now here's Keon Rose to give us his mock pick of his mock draft that we are mocking.
All right. So with the 16th pick, the New Orleans Saints, they're going to be taking Charles Cross out of Mississippi State. Get that offensive line, start to build that up. Look, you chose to go with Jameis Winston, so I guess you better protect Jameis Winston. And Charles Cross is 6'5", 300 pounds of I'm hitting you in the face all day, every day.
He's just stupid strong, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean,
you know why Charles is Cross, right? Because a lot of people had him going much earlier in this draft, Keon.
Okay. Sure. I tend to lean more towards skill position guys, so that's probably good. That's my bias. That's why Charles is here.
All right.
And look, if you're the Saints and Charles Cross is here at 16, cheer for joy. He's a mauler of a human being. And for someone who's 305 pounds, probably shouldn't move as fast as he moves. It's not fair.
He's a freak of nature.
Yes.
That's what he is. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I'm pretty sure that the Los Angeles Chargers are coming in at 17. Who are they picking there, Keon?
Yeah, the Chargers are going to go offensive line as well. They spent a lot of money making sure their offensive line was great, but they have so many positions filled. They've got a great running game. They've got a great passing game. They gave Mike Williams a bunch of money to go alongside Keenan Allen. They went out and got Khalil Mack this offseason. But that right tackle spot on the offensive line could use some work. Why not go and get Trevor Penning out of Northern Iowa and go ahead and make your offensive line not just good, but perfect. Now Justin Herbert's going to have all day to throw and really have no threats coming from any direction at all.
Wow.
And throw to an embarrassment of riches at wide receiver. Yeah, in that division, I really like the Chargers.
All right, so now number 18, the Philadelphia Eagles. They got this from the Saints. Who are they picking?
Yeah, the Philadelphia Eagles are going to take another Georgia player, Devontae Wyatt, the edge rusher. He's going to add to that defensive line. Again, skill, speed. Little Porky Pig going on. But no, he's got incredible get off to be able to time the snap count and get to quarterbacks. So it's not just that he's fast; it's that the timing is so good. He's able to get to quarterbacks a lot of times, before they're even ready to throw the ball. My concern there, though, is these hard counts in the NFL. They're more complicated than what they do in college. A lot of times in college, the quarterback will just clap and then the ball gets snapped. You're not going to be able to time it as easily in the NFL. So that's going to be something he's going to have to work at, but he's awesome.
All right. I think I see what's going on here. I have a conspiracy theory. I have a little bit of a conspiracy theory, but I will keep it to myself here for a moment. So let's see. You just did the Philadelphia Eagles. And now it's time for the Saints. And let me just say, if a quarterback doesn't come up here pretty soon, I think you just willed it because you thought the Steelers needed it.
He already gave Malik Willis away. So
no, there's another quarterback. But go ahead, Keon.
A lot of
let us know who your pick is for the New Orleans Saints at 19.
At 19, I have the Saints taking Jamison Williams out of Alabama, a guy who should actually go in the top 10, but because he's coming off of a torn ACL, probably won't be ready to go at the beginning of this NFL season. He's going to fall, but he's a dynamic guy. He is able to rip the cover off of defenses a la Tyreek Hill. He does it in a very similar way. He's able to run great routes, but he burns you with speed. And if the Saints are sitting there, and again, you want to give Jameis Winston the ability to succeed and give him all the weapons and tools he needs, then you go out and get Jamison Williams. Also don't know what you're doing with Michael Thomas. Does he like the team? Does he want to stay? Is he not staying? Go get another wide receiver to help that cause as well. And if you keep Michael Thomas, well, then you have two good receivers.
Randy, I think he just wanted Pickett to go to the Steelers. I think that he just kind of created this to go this way.
It is his.
Well, I know I'm going to have to mock him for it though, because I think
he should.
There were some guys who should have gone much later, and there's some guys that he waited on. I'm just saying. I think he just did this on purpose.
See, but that's your mock, and he's mocking his own.
I just want to let you know ahead of time. This is what I'm going to do.
So you're going to mock him for his
the
mock.
hell out of him if he says
because your mock it does not agree with his mock.
No, I'm just saying. I just want to let you know. Okay.
All right. Thanks for
that. And now here he is, Keon Rose, Pittsburgh Steelers with the 20th pick.
They take Kenny Pickett. You know, I mean, he's here at 20. You need
he's
a
not going to be there at 20.
I mean, maybe if in a mock draft where there's trades, if the Panthers don't take him at
don't
6,
say it like we didn't allow you to have trades.
No,
we didn't tell you couldn't have trades.
You didn't say we couldn't, but I'm not doing it with trades because I'm not going to try and predict trades. I don't have a crystal ball to actually know. I'm just saying at each position, I'm going to take who I think each team should take. And the teams that need quarterbacks are going to be bad enough. Wait a year. Don't take Kenny Pickett this year when we know Bryce Young will be better next year. And we know CJ Stroud will be better next year. But if he's sitting there at 20, then yeah, that's a good range, I think, to take Kenny Pickett this year because Kenny Pickett's going to be a player who can come in and help you right away.
I feel like that your mock draft should be who you think they're going to take, not who you think they should take.
No, that I don't think that the Falcons should take Kenny Pickett where they take him. I don't think they should take him at 8. I think that's too high.
I think they will. Somebody's going to take Kenny Pickett much earlier.
Who? After the Falcons, there isn't anybody that doesn't have a rookie or a second-year guy.
Mark my words.
Mark my words.
If somebody doesn't do it without a trade, then I don't know what to tell you.
Feel a lunch bet coming
in. So, yeah, I have Kenny Pickett going to Pittsburgh at 20. People wonder, well, with his teeny tiny hands, can he play in the cold? He was already playing in Pittsburgh. And you know what? He played in the cold weather elements and he did just fine. I just don't like his ceiling as much as I like Malik Willis and some of the quarterbacks that will be coming down the pike next year.
Does he have a drop ceiling or is it that popcorn ceiling?
Oh,
what kind
God,
of ceiling?
I hate the popcorn ceiling.
Yeah,
Those
I don't like
horrible.
the popcorn ceiling. What kind of ceiling does he have?
Why does somebody do that?
It's just a lower
more
ceiling.
of a drop ceiling?
Oh, it's not a vaulted ceiling.
No.
Is it vaulted? I like vaulted ceilings.
Like in my office kind of ceiling?
Yeah.
I hate that.
All right, so the New England Patriots.
I think we're going to need a good player. Good. I haven't picked very well lately. So
spot on impression of Bill Belichick.
Who are we taking?
Yeah, well, you have been trying to draft a receiver correctly for essentially the 20 years you've been winning Super Bowls.
A little late for that.
For what?
I mean, doesn't he need more than a receiver right now at this moment?
Well, you got Mac Jones, your young quarterback. Get him a receiver. Who was Mac Jones throwing the ball to last year that was any good? You know, N'Keal Harry was his best target, and N'Keal Harry wasn't great last year. So no, you got to go out and get a guy that can separate and make big plays down the field. Get Treylon Burks out of Arkansas, 1,000-yard receiver. Dude is fast as hell, absolutely has fantastic hands and can make plays. And you need to be able to make big plays down the field to be successful in the NFL, or it's simply not going to happen for you. They do have other needs, but you've got a young quarterback. Are you going to give him weapons and set him up to succeed or not? Go get
what's the young quarterback's name again?
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones!
I think I want to take 2 wide receivers here so Aaron Rodgers doesn't get any.
That's unfortunate because Aaron Rodgers is getting one.
Yeah, that's what we all figure. So what wide receiver will the Green Bay Packers take with the 22nd pick that they're getting from the Raiders?
They're going to go ahead and get Johan Dodson out of Penn State.
They're getting a Dodson, Randy.
That guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember Dodson? Because Keon's too young to remember Dodson. That was
Johan
Nissan Dodson. That was a car.
Yeah.
That was a car.
It was a car.
Huh.
My truck was a Dodson / Nissan.
Interesting.
Same thing.
Yeah.
But Johan Dodson, he's very much like Devontae Smith coming out of Alabama a year ago.
Yeah, but he's super fast.
Yeah. I mean, he's got the smaller size. And so you wonder, can he get jammed at the line? Can't jam him if you can't touch him. Johan Dodson doesn't get jammed very often because he is so fast. And then, I mean, I don't know if you've seen the number of passes that were overthrown to him in the end zone, one-handed catches from a guy that's like 5'11", just rising up over everybody and coming down with the football. Aaron Rodgers hasn't had a guy like that, in a while. I mean, the Devontae Adams is a brilliant route runner, and so he's always open. Dotson can sort of follow in that tradition.
Now that he and Shailene Woodley have broke up, he can have any guy he wants. And now at the number 23 pick, your Arizona Cardinals, Randy. Keon, who they taking?
I'm going to give them George Karlaftis out of Purdue. I like his athleticism. Dude is just freaky athletic in every possible way. He squats 505 pounds. He's 272 pounds, but he ran a 4.640. And you got to replace Chandler Jones. So why not go get a guy who is incredibly athletic, incredibly powerful, incredibly gifted, is going to need some coaching. But
it makes sense you'd have Keim take a guy that a lot of people think maybe wouldn't even go in this round.
That's not true. I don't know if you know my obsession with mock drafts. Some people like Karlaftis, some people don't. I like Karlaftis a lot. Some people think he won't go in this round. Some people think he might go higher than this. I happen to like Karlaftis right in this 20s range because the risks in the 20s range is worth the reward.
That would mean 3 years in a row if they did that. 3 years in a row. The Cardinals have drafted defense 3 years in a row. Isaiah Simmons, what's his name from wherever the hell it was, and this guy, a old squatty 500-pound guy.
George Karloff. Yeah.
That would be 3 defensive guys in a row.
Yeah, Hefty Lefty says Jeffrey has already declared himself the winner of Keon's mock draft. Well, because I can tell I'm winning because I'm getting him angry at me. So that means I'm winning.
I mean, I understand. I get it, but 3 years in a row, we go defense.
If you had ponied up the cash or whatever it would have taken to keep Chandler Jones happy and here,
I agree.
You could go in another direction. But how do you enter this season not having somebody opposite JJ Watt?
I get it.
That's the part that I can't.
3 damn years in a row.
Yeah. Well, listen, we have, we got to take a break right here. And we will finish up Keon Rose's mock draft mocking when we come back. We'll find out who he's got for the Cowboys, the Bills, the Titans, the Buccaneers, and then Packers. They're going to get another wide receiver. Let's find out what Keon thinks. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
The playoffs are rolling, and you can make every game feel like Game 7 on FanDuel Sportsbook, an official partner of the NBA. Throughout the playoffs, all customers can place a no-sweat same-game parlay each week. You'll get $20 in free bets if you don't win. FanDuel has so many ways to play, and best of all, when you do win, you get paid faster than a fast break. New to FanDuel, just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code Randy1580 to get your first bet risk-free up to $1,000. Once again, that's promo code Randy1580. And if you already have an account, you're all set to bet. No sweat. Either way, you'll get up to $20 in free bets if your same-game parlay during the playoffs doesn't win. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA. Got to be 21 or older, present in Arizona. Refund issued as a non-withdrawable free bets that expire 7 days after you receive them. Max free bet, $20 per week. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342.
NASCAR Championship weekend is back at Phoenix Raceway. Drivers will pull it all on the line to claim NASCAR greatness. The Truck Series Championship kicked things off Friday night under the lights. We're going to tear it up tonight. Followed by an action-packed Saturday, where fans will witness an ARCA and Xfinity Series Championship doubleheader. Don't miss out on the action November 4th and 5th. Get your tickets now for NASCAR Championship weekend at PhoenixRaceway.com or call 866-408-RACE.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a pricey long-term contract to get access. Well, not anymore, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide with deals like our Silver Unlimited plan for just $45 a month and no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A32 5G for $249, all on America's best networks. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
Join choices for the annual Walk for Life, May 6th and 7th at Dream City Church in Glendale. The weekend kicks off with a concert by Jordan St. Cyr. Then hear a powerful message from Dr. William Lyle, OBGYN. Admission to the concert is free with a suggested donation of diapers and wipes. Then on May 7th, join with hundreds for the Choices Walk for Life. Check-in is at 7:30. The walk begins at 9. Register at choicesaz.com/walk for your free t-shirt and all the details.
This is Dale Hellestray from my friends at Constructors Bonding. If you need bonds, you can put your trust in Arizona's industry leader for the best service, rates, terms, and capacity anywhere. Constructors Bonding is the #1 writer with 14 sureties and will improve your bond program. Call Dave McKee today to learn how Constructors Bonding will perform for you. 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929 or visit cbialliance.com.
Now you can be the guy who eventually gets bits and pieces of NFL news.
Or you can get the whole story when it breaks.
The NFL is always in season here. We're 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Home for the NFL.
Today, the Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Got the Suns game on over here over my shoulder, and Booker is playing. And he seemed like he was doing all right. He just turned the ball over there, and I think he's had a couple of shots. I mean, kind of hard when I'm seeing it like this big, as like sideways on a screen there, but he's out there on the floor, and so far so good. 888-368-1580. Big George says, of course Keon would have the Cardinals picking a guy whose name makes him sound like a Lithuanian basketball player. That's an awful mock draft pick there, Keon.
What do you mean by of course? Like, what? I'm known for doing this to the Cardinals. I don't understand what you mean by of course.
We need George Korloff. He's a good player.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think his name has much to do with it, George. But it's Keon's mock draft. We're allowed to mock it, but don't push so hard because we can't have flash anger this close to the actual draft. It'd put a stain on the draft for everybody if he went off completely. So please hold your comments till Keon gets through it. Except for me and Randy. All right, the 24th pick in the NFL draft, Keon. Who's it going to be for the Dallas Cowgirls?
Yeah, for Dallas, I'm going corner Andrew Booth. I think that they need somebody at corner who is incredibly disciplined, because on one end they have Trayvon Diggs, who is amazing. He's a fantastic athlete, and he can cause turnovers. He can go get interceptions, but he's very high risk, high reward. There are just times where he goes for the interception and he gets burned. So you need a guy that can just take a best receiver out of a game. Andrew Booth has the potential to be that. He's very Richard Sherman-ish in how he plays and how he's built. You can use him in a lot of really good ways. So I think Andrew Booth to Dallas makes a ton of sense.
Right. So he loses his mind at after game interviews. Is that what you're saying? Comes off the field and loses his mind on this.
Well, also he's a distant relative of John Wilkes.
I don't think that's true. I really don't.
I think you need to do your research, Keon.
I don't think that's true.
Research. Well, we'll fight about that later. Right now, we're running out of time. So who's the Buffalo Bills going to take at 25?
Well, if you're the Buffalo Bills, I think you're celebrating right now because linebacker Devin Lloyd has somehow fallen all the way to you. And you're dealing right now with a contract year with Tremaine Edmonds, who is your linebacker. And potentially you could lose him in free agency. And then you already have his replacement. But if you keep him, then you have two really good linebackers to start building up a defense that, quite frankly, needs to get a whole lot more pressure and needs to stop the run a whole lot more. I think that Devin Lloyd out of Utah does that perfectly.
So the Tennessee Titans getting ready to build themselves a new stadium, getting some money from the government and ponying up big cash. So they got to have some big players to make that work out. So, hey, Keon, who are they taking at 26?
So why not get the big offensive lineman, Zion Johnson, to get that offensive line and add to that. The run blocking is absolutely important with what they do with Derrick Henry. But if you saw it last year, Derrick Henry gets injured. Do the Titans stop running the football when Derrick Henry gets injured? No. Actually, they ran the ball just as much as if Derrick Henry was there, and they were very successful at it. But, when you have a running back that's not Derrick Henry, you might need to get somebody that can play the interior, that can get some running lanes for your running back open, because I don't know if we've got many more years of Derrick Henry being he can play every game in a season and be the dominant force that he is. That offensive line needs to be a whole lot better, and he makes you deeper because Zion Johnson can play multiple positions as well.
Zion Johnson, interior decorator. So with the 27th pick, and here's the thing, I think 27, 28, 29, maybe even 30, going to be some wide receiver action here. That's what I am predicting. I am actually mocking Keon's mock draft. I'm predicting what he's going to mock draft. So tell me who the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to take a wide receiver, Keon.
I don't have Tampa Bay taking a wide receiver right here. Yeah, no, I a lot of the tier 1 receivers I think are off the board right now. And Tampa Bay, I think you got to keep Tom Brady clean, and they do need a little bit more help on that offensive line. So get Tyler Linderbaum out of Iowa.
Who?
Tyler Linderbaum. He's a fundamentally sound guy that can play tackle and guard on the right side of the line. He's got great leverage, great technique, and I think he's a perfect fit for Tampa Bay.
Well, didn't the center for the Bucks, that big redheaded guy, that big ginger, he scares me when he takes his helmet off.
So
he's got all that hair.
You're right.
Like,
No,
very,
you're so
very,
right.
very terrifying.
Yeah, it's like fire.
They got rid of him, or no, he retired.
So now you got the Linderbaum ready to play.
So
yes.
Is he German? Is he really German?
I would like to hike the ball to Tommy, but he don't let me.
Oh boy. All right. Let's just
So Tyler Linderbaum. Green Bay Packers taking a wide receiver, right?
No, because I already had them taking a wide receiver.
They could take
before.
another one. They could take another. You told me there was a crap ton of good wide receivers in this draft, Keon.
There is a crap ton of wide receivers in this draft, but I don't think you got 2 first-round picks. You're using them on wide receivers when you do have other positions of need, like, I don't know, corner. Kyer Elam out of Florida is who I'm going to get to Green Bay. Yeah, he is one of the best cornerbacks in this draft. There's a gap between him. So Sauce Gardner and Stingley are the 2 best obvious guys. But I think after that, Kyer Elam is the next best corner in this draft. And so for Green Bay to get him, it would be incredibly helpful for them, especially if they're going to continue to run into the 49ers in the playoffs. It'd be really nice if you could take one of those receivers out of a game for once. And I think Green Bay does that and gives some help to their defensive side of the ball.
All right. So the Kansas City Chiefs have 2 picks in a row. They
got
one from the Dolphins and they got one from the Chiefs. Both of them wide receivers, right?
They're not both wide receivers, but one is.
Which one? This one?
This 29th pick, George Pickens out of Georgia, Kansas City.
Who?
Or George Pickens.
Oh, George Pickens.
Yeah, George Pickens out of Georgia. Speed demon, absolute burner of a player. He got injured a couple of seasons ago and didn't come back until late last season for the Georgia Bulldogs. But when he did, he picked up right where he left off. And I think that he had a case to be one of the best receivers in the SEC, except that, he was hurt. But when he's healthy, he's great.
Wasn't he one of the premier guys in the national championship game for Georgia?
Yeah, he absolutely was. Yeah, I mean, he's so fast. It's kind of crazy.
And that's what they do in Kansas City, man.
Yeah.
It's just speed kills.
So if you're going to trade Tyreek Hill, why not replace him with a George Pickens, someone who can do a very similar thing?
All right. So if you're not going to get 2 wide receivers for Kansas City Chiefs, who does Coach Walrus get with the number 30 pick?
Well, apparently Coach Walrus likes Georgia a lot because Nakobe Dean, the linebacker out of Georgia, is who they're going to take next. Nakobe Dean is somebody I just think is seriously underrated. He's always in the right spot whenever I watch Georgia play, always finding a way to be the first person at the football. And I think that, linebacker is a tough position to pick right now because that's the position on the defense that most offensive coordinators target to try and make look stupid. When you have a very intelligent guy who also has range and athleticism, I think you take him to make that a little bit easier on yourself. Nakobe Dean going to Kansas City at 30.
All right. If you say anything other than offensive line for the Bengals, I'm turning the entire radio station off. I'm not going to stop with just this show. I'm turning the signals off.
You better do that. He's got the keys to the whole radio station.
I got it all. I could push a button.
I don't have them taking it
off. Are you out of your mind?
No, I'm not. I'm not out of my mind. They need help on the. Listen. They need help on the inside of that line, and there are plenty of great guys in the second round that they can use. They also need help on at safety. You know, they got really good corners, but let's get some safety help out there. I'm going Daxton Hill out of Michigan to go to Cincinnati and help to beef up that defense. They need guards. The guys that I would take in the first round at this particular point, with the guys that are already off the board, would be tackles. They don't need tackles. Tackles fine.
At this rate, you're going to have the Lions taking a kicker, right? Because that's what it feels like right now. This just I don't understand you now, Keon. I don't understand you at all.
They're not going to be taking.
Well, the Lions are going to take Dicker the kicker.
Dicker the kicker. Yeah. It's got to happen, man. Yeah. Dicker the kicker.
Yeah. Hey, Coach Dan wants Dicker the kicker.
So who does Coach Dan want?
Yeah, Coach Dan is getting Tyler Smith out of Tulsa. He'll be getting an offensive lineman there, getting a tackle. In particular, because
why would they do that when they get so many good ones later in the draft, Keon?
Because I said the guards were later in the draft, Jeffrey. This is a tackle that the Bengals don't need.
Tackle, guard, same thing.
They're not the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
You got a guy with really long arms, then you want that person playing tackle.
I wrote down your entire damn mock draft. You know that?
And I saw you scribbling.
I'm gonna keep track. What do we do here? Do we give him a B? Here's what I think we should do. We give Keon a beer for everyone he gets right.
A beer?
We give him a beer for each one he gets right. And we take away a beer for each one he gets wrong.
What happens if a trade is there?
He probably going to owe us a lot of beers, Randy.
Damn, a trade is going to kill you.
Yeah. I'll tell you what.
At that point, I can't predict trades. And
here's the rules. Okay, we're not going to take beers away, but we are going to give you a beer for everyone you get right, or the soft drink of your choice, whatever. We'll give you a
beer's fine.
Okay, a beer for he's like, after this, it's a beer. Give you a beer for each one you get right. Okay. And we'll give you a half a beer if you have the right player going to the right team, even if there's a trade, if there's a trade, if they trade up to do this or something happens, and also a half beer if he goes in the exact position you said he'd go to, but not to the same team. Does that seems about fair, right? Half beers for those, but full beers for the right. I've got this. Randy. Don't worry. You don't got to do the math. I got the math.
All right, it's good.
Fighting Wampa says, I just want to thank you guys for doing the draft early. Now I don't have to watch tonight. Now I know all the picks. I can just go home and watch Batman.
Why not?
Batman.
Yeah.
Go home and watch the Suns.
The Suns are on right now.
Yeah, watch Batman. Suns have got this one taken care of.
Well, the Suns are down by 3 points right now. It's 22-25.
3 points, no big deal.
Booker's still out there. That is Booker.
That's
right?
a mistake.
I can't see from this angle. I think it's Booker. Either that or it might be Leonardo DiCaprio. I can't tell from the. You ever try to watch a TV just from like completely down the side? It just it doesn't work that well. All right, so there you go. That's Keon Rose's mock draft. Everything you said was very, very reasonable, well thought out, and intelligent. But you're dealing with the likes of Steve Keiman there at some point. You're dealing with people who are desperate to get certain things they want. And also, you got people here with multiple picks. If they got multiple picks here, I think you're going to see a couple trades today, don't you?
I think you see more than a few. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of trades. I think the teams that have multiple picks got those multiple picks for a reason. So they're probably not going to trade off of those picks, barring some kind of king's ransom. But there are definitely players, especially wide receivers. I want to keep an eye on those where there could be teams that are near the bottom going, okay, I don't want, George Pickens. Why don't I just go get the best wide receiver in this draft and then maybe move up? And there's going to be a potential run on wide receivers at some point. My guess is between 10 and 15 is where that would happen. If teams started going, you know what? I need a receiver and I don't know if the guy I like is going to make it to me.
Hefty Lefty says Cowgirl should trade up for Sauce. Diggs Sauce combo. That would help out those safeties. Blissful Hayes says Booker is on the bench right now. on the bench because he's hurt, or is he on the bench just because they're just taking it easy on him? Connecticut Texter says, does the name get any more generic than Tyler Smith?
No.
John Smith.
Yeah, I assure you, we can
more generic.
Yeah. Listen, I know a lot of white guys, so it would not be hard to get more generic than that. Seriously.
Yeah.
Good Cat says, what happening, guys? I just want to say shingles suck. If you ever want to wish crazy pain on somebody, wish shingles on them.
Wow.
I've heard it is pretty horrible. Pretty
Yeah.
horrible. Pro Dog says, Jermaine Johnson out of Florida State, not Georgia.
Sorry. Yeah. He transferred.
I think Jermaine Jackson is out of the other one. Yeah.
Mr. Pink Eye says, I'm a Giants fan. Glad that Wentz is back in the NFC East. Who do the Giants pick with their 2 picks? Well, you heard that earlier, so I'm sorry I missed your text earlier there.
Yeah.
Against the Spread says, as a Bears fan, there's no point to watch this first round. Our last first round pick, currently a resident at a mental hospital with PTSD.
How about that?
That is correct. Everybody have a great draft and go Suns. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.